Before we get started, can anyone let the sun know the Midwest would really like things to just brighten up just a little bit? It's been gray and raining and then snowing and then raining and then snowing, and I just want some sun, okay? I just want some sunlight. That's it. I would like that in my life right now. All right, and aside from that, recently I said, hey, there's a sneaker I'll try for. We'll see how Sneakers App treats me to add to the collection, because if you've watched previous videos, again, this year, 2024, on models I really love, if I only had to pick 5 for life, the Nike SB Dunk Low was one of those models, and the Court Purple, it made its return. I hopped on Sneakers App. Now, granted, a little after 10 o'clock, but still, okay, within a reasonable window to try to get them on the Saturday they dropped, and each time I went to click on the size and the actual pay screen comes up, it just continued to say like $0 in there and just continued to say error. And you know what? Patience is low. It's pretty thin, okay, this year. So I said that's just a sign it's not meant for me. And that's how I'm going to approach every single sneaker release in 2024. So don't also be shocked if I reach back on pairs that are selling for less than retail on GOAT or on any other platforms, but usually GOAT or maybe eBay, because I made a video on I'm not spending the $200 high unless it's for like a Jordan 1 high and I choose to go with a men's cut, or if it's a New Balance, because I feel I get value right on par for that $190 to $200 I may pay, especially if we're talking like a 990 series. So be sure to comment your thoughts on those vids if you haven't caught up. But today, the shoe that I'm passing on, I could certainly pick up right now. And I have to do this creatively in 2024, because it's like lower amounts that I'm paying on the student loans extra on the principal, just because like other things are also being taken care of. So I am paying like a little bit less. So I have to find like pairs that are within that range of what I'm paying extra, but also a little shocked at how many pairs are falling like below that amount, and then some are certainly higher, but the pairs falling below that amount, that's shocking me quite a bit. But I guess it's a good thing if you're looking to buy these sneakers, you don't have to pay an insanely high amount. But everything feels really high to me now in 2024 to pay, hence why I don't want to pay resale. So if you're new to the channel in terms of this series, so I will show, hey, I could have spent this money on this sneaker for resale and it would go into my collection. And this is to show that because I'm able to do something doesn't mean I always need to be willing to do that thing. If I could take another action with that money that would get me closer to some of my other financial goals, and that is freedom from these student loans. All right, so the regular payment is going to be made, and then you guys can see on the screen somewhere the additional principal payment being made to the loan. And it's likely going to be the one that has the highest interest rate. I absolutely need that one gone, even though my interest rates are pretty low and they're all set, okay, because they're all federal. I would still like that one gone. So you guys can see the dollar amount. So which sneaker could I have purchased? Instead, I did not, and again, we're going against the rules here, so this is like in its own little bubble in relation to me paying resale in 2024, but sneaker that is double up worthy, and I only say that because I really love it, owning it, and I also see how much one of my friends wears hers. She wears it tons. Do you know why? Because she has a double up. She just has one that's there in the cut waiting to be worn. Now, for my double ups, they didn't really get the wear that I thought they would, right? So I could have been shooting myself in the foot here had I chosen to do this, but I am not. So let's just say you may also think that this sneaker is double up worthy, and I'm talking about the Air Jordan 1 High Lost and Found, aka the Chicago Reimagined. I think they knocked it out of the park with this. I've said that before. And I also love my Air Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined. So really happy to just own this. But if I chose to do a double up, because I could, what would that cost be? What would that cost be? Well, it would cost the total that I've spent on that student loan. So again, I just want to reiterate to young adults, just because you don't necessarily see someone doing something doesn't mean that they can't. So in total, because I could have spent other money on the just basic minimum payment of the $189 and instead have picked this up. Now, here's the thing. In paying this, I'm trying to get as close, I guess, to like that full $490 amount. So I'm still not hitting it. I'm still a couple dollars short. But if it were a men's 6.5, the already verified and ready to process, like immediately shipped to me, it would be $476.95. So really close again to the $490 total spent. The additional is the $300, okay? But just looking at the total overall amount spent on student loans this month and that extra, it could go towards a sneaker that, hey, would be nice to maybe have for resale. Not me wanting to really pay resale, but just the fact that it may be nice to have. But I have learned over this past year, more than anything, wanting it is great. I can want it from afar. I don't necessarily have to pay the price for that. All right. So thank you so much for tuning into this video, and go ahead and comment your thoughts below, just in relation to that maturity that you have in being able to do something and not being willing to actually do it. Have you hit that point? Did you hit it early in life? If you did, smart, awesome for you. Are you starting to hit it right now to achieve some other goals? And if you are, listen, I 1000% support you in that. And hopefully you check out my recent vid, because again, I'm not paying the $200 price point. I'm just not there, but there are exceptions. And also there is a price point I'm comfortable in paying. So you guys can check that video out on the channel, as well as, hey, if there were only 5 models you could have for life, what would those 5 models be? So be sure to check those out. Really appreciate you tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.